Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 7th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, unconfiscatable. Don't FOMO on all. It's 5-digit realm. You knew that one was coming. I am offended by selling. All right, we had some technical issues. Hopefully you guys can see this now. Oh, it's 5-digit realm day. Hello, my elite friends. How you doing? Ask your questions below. There were people beforehand that were saying, oh, it's hard to have a strong hand today. It is easy to have a strong hand today. Don't be tempted, you fiat freaks, okay? We've been in the 5-digit realm in our minds for a while. This is just the confirmation that's out there. So some people, they want to realize their profits. What? Realize your profits? You fund the government fiat machine. That regime when you sell for fiat and have to pay taxes to fund that monster. Come on. So anyway, tomorrow, This Week in Bitcoin will be 10 a.m. in the morning in Los Angeles. That is 1 p.m. East Coast time. Hello, my elite friends. We're going to say then defiance over compliance. And Surfer Jim will make his debut, Citizen Bitcoin. And Vlad from the land of Dracula will be there. Transylvania or wherever he may be. Hey, by the way, retweet the tweet that's below. It's me out on the streets of LA being defiant. Defiance, not compliance, dude. That is what it's all about. It's a pretty funny little clip on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT. Pound that like button, of course. This is my second take of doing this show. I'm glad no one heard me the first time because I didn't realize for the first 6 minutes it was totally blank. Hey, for all you freaks, there's like a 15-minute blank show before if you want to just meditate, I guess. Okay, but people are now, there were all these people in the chat like trying to tell me I wasn't looking at the chat. And they're like, it's not working. All right, so Barry Silbert and Jack Dorsey. They are two guys in this space. They get some flack sometimes, but they're the entities that they control, Grayscale and and Cash App. They are playing a big role in the ecosystem right now. Now, I don't want to put these dudes on pedestals, but I'm going to compare it to people putting Paul Tudor Jones on a pedestal today. All right. So Paul Tudor Jones was all over the news today. Everyone was worshiping him because he might be buying Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Barry Silbert and Jack Dorsey, their companies are buying half the new Bitcoin that's mined every day. Now, it's linked to below the person who figured it out, and we're not going to get into all how the person figured it out. But after the halving, which is coming up on Monday, if their entities, their two United States-based entities, are still buying up the same amount of Bitcoin for their clients, then we're going to have we're going to learn about supply and demand. Because they're going to be buying more than all of the new Bitcoin being mined because the supply gets cut in half on Monday. That's the halving day. What a time to be alive! That this is what's going on now. These are the what we have to deal with. This is real world life on the ground. That these two entities buying large sums of Bitcoin. Now, what's the real life word on the ground with Paul Tudor Jones? Is he actually really buying Bitcoin? Who knows? Who knows? He owned Bitcoin at one point, but for me, the story that we should be excited about, and again, don't worship any of these people, but they're buying. We're going to see about supply and demand here real darn soon, and what if holders are tempted to sell, or if they're going to have strong hands, because the demand is still there from new people, GBTC people, and people who use Cash App. They're going to still be buying. Maybe they're going to increase the rate that they're buying at, but the new Bitcoin being mined is decreasing. It's getting cut in half. So it will be an interesting experiment. So he is from the Paul Tudor Jones is from the traditional finance market. Okay, by background, he's done. He's now compared Bitcoin to gold. He likes it because it's a store of value. He talks about the inflationary world that we are entering in because they're printing the dollar like crazy. So that's why he likes Bitcoin, the same reason he liked gold in the 70s. Okay, this is good. This is good, but he is not he shouldn't be the reason you're buying Bitcoin, okay? We're living in this world of worship of the experts, okay? And he is a financial expert. People deem him a financial expert, just like they deem all these people virus experts, and people blindly follow what the virus experts say to do. And look what it's done. Look where it's gotten you. Think for yourself, people. This shouldn't be, it's nice that a wealthy dude from the traditional world has come and started talking about Bitcoin. He's the type of person, in 2 years, he's going to be saying the complete opposite. He's going, I sold all my Bitcoin. So don't put the dude on a pedestal. Do not worship him. We are in the mainstream world. People seem like they're more likely than ever to worship so-called experts and just blindly follow them. So what I think is the bigger story is the Cashapp and whatever it's called, Cashapp and BTC, Grayscale, buying up all this Bitcoin. Now, I also want to point out that those two companies are American-based companies, and it's a reminder that America is dominating the Bitcoin space. All you other countries have to step up and let Coinbase and Gemini are based in America also, and they're buying a lot of the new Bitcoin that's being mined also. So this is the perfect storm we're entering here, when the supply is going to get cut in half. But those two entities are the biggest in terms of buying new Bitcoin, apparently. So there you go. So let's before we get more into this Paul Tudor Jones situation, negative interest rates are being predicted. Fed futures. This is what Nick Baccia tweeted this out. I didn't quote his tweet, but the Fed futures or whatever, I forget what it's called. I'm not using the proper term here, and I'm sorry about that. But it foresees negative interest rates for January 2021. I wish I copied down the whole tweet. It's linked to below. You can see the proper term. And usually these predictions are somewhat accurate. So get ready, people. 2021, January, negative interest rates by the Fed. That's one step closer for United States banks having negative interest rates. That's why you're in Bitcoin now. It's not because that Paul Tudor Jones likes Bitcoin. It's because of real life factors like that that are going to eat away at your wealth. Now, tomorrow, the unemployment report comes out. It's going to be bad. So everyone that's excited about 5-digit realm today, pound that like button. You're excited about 5-digit realm. Great. I mean, it could go down to $9,000. It could go down to $8,800 tomorrow. Be ready, because we've seen all sorts of speculators, and this is their right. They like to sell on the news and really cause turbulence. And Bitcoin is turbulent. That's why if you've been in this game for more than since March, you know that it's quite turbulent. All right, so back to Paul Tudor Jones, finally getting to my bigger point about him. He's a wealthy guy. And what's more important, this one dude possibly buying Bitcoin. People don't even read the whole story. We're going to get into what the real story is in a second. It's going to be a bigger deal when your friends and family are talking about Bitcoin and really buying Bitcoin. When a bunch of individual Joes in the United States or wherever Western country you're in are buying it up, and it's really common just to randomly run into that's big. That's really bigger news. We're not there yet. We've seen guys like Paul Tudor Jones come into the space before, make big announcements. Everyone gets super excited, and it's overhyped. It really is overhyped. And hey, it's not a negative that he's here, and that's the glorious thing about Bitcoin. Anyone can get into Bitcoin or into products that deal with Bitcoin, and that's what it appears he's getting into. So Paul Tudor Jones is not buying Bitcoin. He is potentially keen to invest in Bitcoin futures, which is very different, which is a very different investment. Paul Tudor Jones subjectively ranks Bitcoin as the worst store of value relative to cash, gold, and financial assets. All right, so if he really believes that, he's one of those dudes who might be in it now, talking about Bitcoin being a great investment or Bitcoin futures being a great investment. But in a year, he'll be saying it's a horrible thing. So, but that's why you have to have a game plan here. You have to have strong hand 2024. You can't be swayed by impulsive news stories like this. You can't go out on a whim. Oh, Paul Tudor Jones is in it now. That means I better start buying now. Oh, he doesn't like it anymore. I better get rid of it because he's getting rid of it now. So yeah, he shouldn't be your trigger in buying. And he says the great monetary inflation caused me to revisit Bitcoin as an investable asset for the first time in 2.5 years. And all this is linked to below. All right. And what you should be happy about, he actually is not buying real Bitcoin. He's buying futures. He says his group is going to do that. He's Paul Tudor Jones, a pioneer in modern hedge fund industry, is ready to bet on Bitcoin's price as an inflation hedge. Well, not exactly. Well, if that makes you think he's buying a whole big hunk of Bitcoin, his hedge fund is, but that's not what's happening. They're saying they're going to buy futures. So be happy. Now, as an individual, we don't know what he's doing. If you already hold Bitcoin at this point, be happy that you beat him to the punch. Eventually, his group and other groups are going to buy the real thing. So be happy that you're not talking about it in 2024 and saying, oh, he beat me to the punch. He hasn't beaten you to the punch. And he is making an announcement that involves Bitcoin futures. Don't buy Bitcoin futures, buy Bitcoin. Don't do what he's doing there. Beat him to really holding Bitcoin. You don't have to worry that he's all of a sudden, oh, the big boys are here now. No, he's not really here. He's buying and hey, it is good news that that he says his group is buying Bitcoin futures. It was good publicity for the whole space today because a lot of people misunderstood what it was all about. Paul Tudor Jones BVI Global Fund managed by Tudor Investment Company Corporation has been authorized to hold as much as a low single-digit percentage of its assets in Bitcoin futures. So it hasn't even been approved to hold Bitcoin, according to a note sent to investors this month. The firm manages $38 billion, of which $22 billion is in flagship BVI fund. Bloomberg News reported this disclosure earlier Thursday. It is not clear from the letter whether Tudor's fund has begun buying futures. So yeah, it's in our space, everyone really likes to go crazy when a traditional finance guy comes in. And it's definitely been overhyped today.
Live streaming is on.
All right, we keep getting kicked off here. This is really good stuff. Unbelievable what's going on here. No, stream is not over, dudes. It's I am back. We got a question. Bitcoin is the shining light in a world full of doom and gloom and compliant bootlickers. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Jitsi had issues here. Jitsi has had issues. All right, so some people are saying they can't rejoin the. No, you guys are back. This thing is recording still. I know it is, so I'm going to keep going on here. So if you're watching this taped, excuse that interruption. Let's get back with the show. This is from a tweet from Bitcoin Tina. How many holders will trade out of Bitcoin for some worthless project thinking it's a way to make more Bitcoin? The siren song of false promises by people who are nothing more than marketers. Money goes to one. Every project rides the back of Bitcoin. Only one Bitcoin. I like that, dude. And you're saying that a lot of people gamble on altcoins. That's clear. But something that's going on lately is Bitcoin dominance is increasing. We recently had Bitcoin going up in price, all the top tier altcoins all going down. I see the halving hype might be getting some of these altcoin holders to say, you know what, I'm giving up my position. I'm turning my altcoins into Bitcoin right now. Let's see if this is, now obviously there's some new money coming into Bitcoin also that's helping pump up the price, but it's the Bitcoin dominance is increasing, not the perfect measurement out there, obviously. But what I see here is there are some people who are playing around in top tier altcoins and have sold them for Bitcoin. Hey, it's good. They listen to Bitcoin Tina, I guess. So that's linked to below. Remember, having hype, the countdown clock is linked to below. Here is a reminder from Vortex. Not sure what everyone is so surprised about. The government has always been good at overreacting and giving money to the wrong people. Upset, good. Buy Bitcoin. That's what I say too. For all the people that are like, oh, trillions are being printed. Why did Justin Sun get some of it? Why did this airline get some of it? It's, as I said yesterday, the base problem is that there was even a manufactured panic that allowed the government to, the government went fascist and shut down companies and felt the need to print up all this money. The fact is the money is being printed up. All right. So you plan accordingly. You can complain about who got the money, or you can actually do something to defeat it. To defeat that, don't value your wealth in fiat. Don't have your wealth in fiat if they're printing a bunch of fiat. You have it in Bitcoin. Even Paul Tudor Jones even alluded to that. All right. That's why he's interested in it, although he's not really buying Bitcoin. Link to below. You can watch the This Week in Bitcoin shows that have been on the backup channel here. It's clearly put out there. I think I said at the beginning of the show, retweet my tweet of me outside being defiant on the streets of LA. That is linked to below. Something funny happens during that video, that little clip, TechBalt, TECHBALT. I don't even know what I said in this video and what I said the old video that was totally erased. Do not accept the new normal. Respect the money. Oh, and the great Rocky Palumbo says the Hex claim tool works. There was someone saying that they couldn't claim their Hex on their Bitcoin. That's a crypto dividend. It still works. Rocky just wanted to remind everyone you can still get that free crypto dividend if you had Bitcoin at the address before some date in before some date in December. All right. And I was, when I was in Australia back in October, I got to see the premiere of the Cryptopia film. It's not about the exchange. It's about Bitcoin. There's some people in it who you are familiar with. And it's after 2 years and 9 cinema events in 5 countries, Cryptopia film is finally available pay-per-view at cryptopiafilm.com. I link to that below. Let me see if there are any more questions. And before I want to just review what else I skipped here. I'm sure I skipped something. All right. Let's go over the chat. I can't even see where my chat is. All right. And yeah, people saying now it's back. Yeah, it's back, of course. All right. No more questions. So I wanted to leave you guys. And wow, this was a wacky show. I wonder how it's going to turn out looking with all the interruptions and whatnot. And I got to go running now. But going running is being healthy. And that's what I wanted to remind everyone of here with this. This just came out, a headline. Now, who knows how true this is? Vitamin D levels may impact COVID-19 mortality rates, study claims. Well, Wow, how shocking. Being healthy. You get vitamin D exposure from eating certain foods, but being outside. And people are recommending not to be outside now. So, go with what is natural here, people. It's healthy to be outside. It's healthy to be outside. So I'm about to go outside and go running. Pound that like button tomorrow, 1 p.m. Baltimore time, 10 a.m. Los Angeles time. You're going to get This Week in Bitcoin. Hopefully the connection will be a little bit better then, or the issues will be gone, whatever. But hey, we roll with the punches here. It's conviction. You get a new show here every day. So on the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister, pound that like button, subscribe to this backup channel, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Thanks for this wacky show.